When the Dark Elves attempted to break the spells that contained the realm of chaos, they unleashed a cataclysm which turned the north of Ulthuan into a wasteland. So great was the destruction that much of the area sank under a gigantic tidal wave, but the Dark Elves were not daunted. As the mighty flood swept over the land, the Witch King and the strongest Dark Elf sorcerers cast powerful spells on their fortress palaces, shielding them from the deluge. The castles tore free from the very bedrock of the land and floated on the roiling waters, held together by titanic binding enchantments. These spells allowed them not only to float, but to be navigated. Thus were created the Black Arks of Nagaroth, mightiest of all the sea-going vessels in the old world. They are enormous craft, sinister floating fortresses covered in eldritch carvings which are painful to behold. They are regarded by the Dark Elves as being the furthest outposts of Nagaroth, and they range the wide seas, performing inscrutable errands in the service of the Witch King. The Black Arks are much bigger than they appear from the surface of the ocean. Like icebergs, much of their bulk is below the surface. In the rock below are dark, dismal caverns, lit by eerie green witchlights, wherein dwell monsters. The cataclysm that led to the creation of the Black Arks cast up many beasts that had previously dwelled on the sea floor, and sensing their malice and terrible evil, the Dark Elves summoned these monsters and bound them into their service, keeping them in huge caverns excavated into the bowels of the Black Arks, along with many other abominations that dwelled only in their now sunken homelands. These creatures are supplemented and replaced with new generations of sea monsters, gathered from the boiling sea to the west of the Dark Elves' homeland. The Black Arks range across the oceans of the old world, bringing fear, terror, and destruction with them. The Dark Elves make great use of their captured slaves, either to carry out the multitude of menial but vital tasks that no self-respecting Dark Elf would ever dream of performing, or to serve as the living victims of the hideous rituals that the Dark Elves carry out to honor Cain. The Black Arks travel far and wide to procure these slaves. Each Black Ark is home to a small army of warriors, which can be landed on the coast of an unsuspecting kingdom, perform a lightning raid, and be away before any of the local defense forces are able to react. In this way, countless millions of doomed souls have been taken back to Nagaroth to a fate far, far worse than death. In the rare instances when a Black Ark is forced into battle upon the high seas, it and its monstrous occupants are terrible foes. The Arks sail closer to their enemy, slowly, the waters around them seething with a horde of beasts that swarm around the enemy ships. The monstrous presence of the Black Ark looms above the enemy fleet, tower upon tower, spire upon spire of living rock, unnaturally afloat on the surface of the sea. The Arks are surrounded by a shimmering magical mist which bewilders the crew of any enemy ship that approaches the Ark too closely. It takes a very brave or foolhardy crew to attempt to board a Black Ark. If they do, they are greeted by raking repeater bolt thrower fire, and will be assailed from all sides by the dreaded Black Ark corsairs. These deadly warrior knights are sworn to carry out the orders of the Black Ark's ruler without question. Whatever foul deed or heinous crime they are ordered to commit.